Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, our group wants to present to you guys about our assignment that focus on marathon data. So, first of all, why did we choose marathon data? This is because marathon has large data sets. Marathons often involve thousands of participants, providing large data sets that can be statistically analyzed for trends, patterns, and correlation. Secondly, this is for the consistency and structure. Marathon events have well-defined start and finish point, making the data consistent. Next, our data has a range starting from 120 minutes to 180 minutes. Why did we choose this range data? So the first reason is for the relevance to competition performance. A marathon time between 120 and 180 minutes generally represents competitive, high performance runners, particularly in elite and amateur racing categories. And secondly, we avoiding outliers. This is due to timers that under 120 minutes are extremely rare, as only world-class elite runners typically achieve this. On the other hand, times over 180 minutes often include recreational runners or those with significant delays due to various factors which might not be relevant for certain type of races.
Okay, after we gather the data of 150 athletes from the marathon competition, so we have separate them into two types of data, which is ungrouped data and also group data. So from the ungrouped data, we would find that the measure of tendency, which is the mean, the median, and the mode, is exists and available. So firstly, I want to introduce about what is mode, median and mean. So mode is the frequency, is the highest frequency in the set of data. Then after that, we have median, which is also called as the midpoint of the data distribution itself. And lastly, we have mean, which is the of average of the total data. Okay, so firstly, from the ungrouped data, we can see that we get the mean is 148.7, which means that as an average, most of the athletes complete their marathons in the times of 148.7 minutes. Then we move on to the mode of the ungrouped data. So we will get that the highest frequency is 139 minutes. Moreover, then we will move on to the median, which is the midpoint of the data distribution. We get that the median is 149. Okay, so that is the ungrouped. That is the measure of the central tendency of the ungrouped data. So we go to the next group, which is group data. So from the ungrouped to group data, we have to just make the class range. So to achieve this group data, we have done about 7 class with interval of 10 numbers. Okay, so we will start with the mean first. We get the mean is 148.5. Then the median is 148.7. After that, the mode is 128.30.
So now we will move on to the standard deviation data. We have two data of standard deviation, which is group and ungroup. So let's go with the ungrouped data first. For the ungrouped data, the standard deviation that we've got is 18.16138, and for the group data, the standard deviation is 17.96. Okay, then rise a question: what is standard deviation and what is the use of it? standard deviation is a calculation that we make using the formula given. There are two different formulas for group and ungroup, and for standard deviation, the usage of standard deviation is to measure the distribution of data or the gap between each data. You could say, okay, so let me give you a real life example. For example, if the school want to rate the school's performance based on the students' marks, for example, they add additional mathematics marks, they will use standard deviation to see the differences or to see the performances overall of the students inside the school. The conclusion for this research is we have managed to differentiate the data that we've got by using manually calculated data and by using Excel. There are differences, there are a little bit of differences between both of them, and we have also managed to differentiate the usage and how to calculate the mean, mode, median, and standard deviation. And we have also managed to visualize the data in form of graph. For example, in this research, we are using histogram as the visual representation of the data. That's all from us. Thank you.